Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing, if you don't know what's going on right now in the industry, Discovery bought out Warner Brothers for, I think, for about $48 billion? or $43 billion, I should say. They bought them out for $43 billion. And that actually means a lot for what DC can be in the future and where we can go going forward with this franchise. And I wanted to discuss it because it sounds like with this article that they just come out with, that it sounds like the DC universe possibly could be in some good hands. So I wanted to discuss it with you guys, see what you guys think down below. So let's just get into it. So yeah, Discovery and Warner Brothers, they are now officially together. The deal was closed for $43 billion. And already, even though they just bought them, Discovery has already talked about and has discussed their plans moving forward. So let's get into it real quick. So it says here on the Variety article that they are looking for a creative and strategic similar to what Marvel has in Kevin Feige. So basically, they're looking for a Kevin Feige for the DC Universe, which I've said that for years. Even when Zack Snyder movies were coming out, that they need a Kevin Feige. Now, I love Zack Snyder. You guys know how much I love Zack Snyder. I have a whole fucking review of Zack Snyder's Justice League that I gushed and loved about. I love his Superman. I love his Batman. I love Snyder's DC. But the thing about Snyder, though, he is a director. He is a director, even though he has a very good DC creative mind, and he definitely knows what the DC people want. He is just a director at the end of the day. He is not a producer. Kevin Feige is a producer. He is a Marvel fan. He is a producer. He is also a businessman. Zack Snyder's not a businessman. He's just a director. So I don't necessarily, while I would love it, but I don't necessarily think it's be the right choice for him to be a quote-unquote Kevin Feige. I don't think Zack Snyder could be the head of DC. I don't think he, because like they're also saying in this article, it's not just the movies. They want him to also do the video games, the streaming, the everything DC. And I don't think Zack Snyder could do that. I don't think Zack Snyder could also make movies in a cinematic universe and also do games in that cinematic universe and do streaming and just that. It's a lot. And again, because he's a director. He's a director at the end of the day. You know, I've heard some people throw out James Gunn. James Gunn's never wanted to do that. He stated that multiple times. They even say that in this article, James Gunn just wants to do characters that are like solo characters, like the Peacemaker and all that shit. He's not interested in doing Superman or anything like that. So I think that's a good decision. They definitely need a Kevin Feige in there. But I think Zack Snyder should be in there somewhere. What I mean by that is, like, yes, he's a director, but he also has a very, very good knowledge of the DC universe. He knows what DC fans want. So if anything, don't make him the Kevin Feige, but I want at least Zack Snyder to be in there somewhere. I want him to be a creative voice. I want him to be some sort of, maybe a template or something, because I love the direction we were heading after Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think that was a perfect place to take that universe. I said that in my review. But I want him to be in there somewhere. I don't necessarily think I want him to be the Kevin Feige, but I want Zack Snyder to be in there somewhere, because he definitely has a creative mind for the DC universe. He definitely knows what the DC fans want. So I would like for him to be in there somewhere, whether it's a executive producer or co-producer or whatever. I want Zack Snyder involved in DC because he knows how to write and direct DC movies. So yeah, no, that's exciting. I think that's very much exciting that they're actually looking for a Kevin Feige, not a Walter Hamada who's like, I want to please the Twitter crowd of DC. It's why we're getting Black Superman and all this other shit that no one cares about. No, you need a person in there who, like a Kevin Feige, who knows Marvel, loves Marvel, wants to represent Marvel, while also doing it strategically and doing it as a businessman. That's what Kevin Feige does, and he's been doing it great ever since '08, and even farther than that in the X-Men. So yeah, you definitely need that for the DC universe. Again, not going to put Zack Snyder in that category of he needs to be the Kevin Feige. I don't think so. He definitely needs to be a part of it, for sure. He needs to be a creative voice in the DC universe. If anything, he needs to be involved in that way, but not necessarily the head, not the person who literally takes on everything DC. So that's exciting. I think that's very much exciting as a DC fan, that they're actually thinking like that. It's not just, hey, I'm the new head of DC now, so I can do what I want, like Walter Hamada. So I'm excited that they're actually thinking this way. They're actually thinking like, yes, we need a Kevin Feige to take over the DC universe. And then next, right here as well, they're also looking to revitalize characters that have been left on the back burner right here. Discovery believes that several top-shelf characters such as Superman have been left to languish and need to be revitalized. They also believe that projects like Todd Phillips' Joker are a shining example of how second-build characters from the DC library can and should be exploited. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is another example. So basically what that means is they want to do characters that fucking people want, like Superman. They want Superman, not Black Superman, not Kara, they want Superman. Superman. Now, I'm excited for the Val Zod movie. I fucking love Val Zod. He's one of my favorite alternate Supermans. I love Val Zod. He's great. And I can't wait for that Michael B. Jordan show. But I don't give a fuck about the Black Clark Kent. I just don't. No one gives a shit about that, other than the Twitter crowd that Walter Hamada was trying to please. So I'm excited that Discovery thinks, like, yes, why is there so many fucking Batman movies? Now, again, I love Batman. I love you. But, yeah. Why? Why are there like a shit ton of Batman movies but not enough Superman movies? So that's exciting to me that such characters as Superman have been left to vanquish and need to be revitalized. That's exciting to me. Now, there's also a coin flip with that one. Are we getting Henry Cavill's back? Or are they going to completely reboot and completely distinguish that and start fresh? That's a toughie for me. I think if Discovery's smart, which it seems like they are, I think they will bring back Cavill's Superman, just because people want that. People will literally have been begging for years to bring back Cavill. But if anything, what I think is going to happen, we're going to get Cavill's Superman back, but it's not going to be. It's going to be kind of like the whole J. Jonah Jameson thing from Spider-Man. We're going to bring the actor back to play the character, but it's going to be a separate character. It's going to be a whole different interpretation of the character. So I think they're going to bring back Henry Cavill's Superman, but I don't think it's going to be the exact same from Snyder's universe, because I think that'd be the only way that they would do it. If they brought back Henry Cavill's Superman, they're not at all going to continue where we left off with him in Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're not going to do any of that. They're just going to bring him back to play Superman, but he's a whole different Superman. Now, I like that, but at the same time I don't like that, because I liked the story direction that Snyder was taking with Superman, especially Henry Cavill's. So, but I don't know. It's like, I'd rather have him back as Superman, but then I don't. So it's like, I don't know. I'm in the middle. I would love for him to come back as Superman, but I would want him to continue the story that we left off with him in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But also at the same time, it's like, if I can't have that, I'd rather just have Cavill as Superman. So it's like, either way, I'm fine. I'd be more happier if they went the more Snyder route, where it's like, let's continue the story. But if they're just going to bring him back as Superman to play him and just like completely wipe the slate clean, like, alright, he's Superman, but he's a whole new Superman, I'd still be happy, but I'd be slightly disappointed. But I don't know, I just love Cavill as Superman. I want him back for anything. So I'm happy that they're thinking characters like that. Characters like Superman definitely need to be revitalized, because, yeah, I've been saying that for years. Where the fuck's our Man of Steel 2? Where's any Superman content? We get Superman on TV all the time, and I love Superman and Lois, but it's like, where's Superman on the big screen? It's been almost 10 years since we've seen Superman in his own solo movie. What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? So, I'm happy to hear that. And then, right after that, they also believe that projects like Todd Phillips' Jokers are a shining example of how second-build characters from the DC library can and should be exploited. That's a great idea as well. DC, that's one of my favorite things. That's why I read a shit ton of DC comics, is because they do these black labels. They do these one-offs. And they're fucking great. I mean, Batman, he has so many great black labels. The Justice League themselves have so many black labels. Superman himself, Superman Earth 1, Wonder Woman Earth 1, like, I love those one-off short, like Deceased. One of my favorite comic book storylines, Deceased. That's a one-off, a black label, if you will. So I think that's smart, that they're focusing more on movies like a Joker or a Batman, where they're in their own separate universe. You don't have to watch 17 billion fucking movies, because that's what DC does in their comics. So that's fucking great. I love that. That is great. I think that's smart. Now, I'm curious, because it says right here, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn's another example. So what I mean, like, so I'm curious, are they just going to take pre-extoring characters and try to make like a serious, more black label out of them? Like, because they use Margot Robbie as an example. It's like, so are they just going to make like a Harley Quinn movie, or are they going to make like a, so are they just going to focus mainly on the villains, or are we going to get that with our heroes? Are we going to get like a dark, gritty black label of Green Lantern, or, you know, Cyborg or something? I'm curious. But, yeah, no, I'm excited about that. That's fucking great. I love that. But I'm also curious too, because DC's in a fucking shamble right now, let's be honest, with the Ezra Miller thing and him possibly being replaced as the Flash, and then the whole Flash movie itself, you know, the whole controversy behind that. I went into my Zack Snyder's Justice League video. But constantly changing this, rewriting that. Snyderverse might be in it, Snyderverse might not be in it. Ben Affleck's Batman might be dead, he might not be dead. Henry Cavill's Superman might be in it, he might not be in it. The Flash movie is just all over the fucking place. And if Discovery's thinking about completely rehauling and completely rebooting the DC, that means we're going to get another fucking reboot. I mean, you think about it, we've had the Snyder stuff. That was the beginning. Then we had the Justice League, which was quote-unquote a reboot. And then Walter Hamada came in, completely rebooted that with like movies like Aquaman and Wonder Woman 84 and shit. And then we get the Snyderverse back with Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then the Flash movie is announced, which is going to erase everything. And now we got this. So the DCEU has been rebooted like 5 or 6 fucking times. And it's like, but then when you have a movie like The Flash, that's literally, okay, the Flash movie, and I hope I'm wrong when this movie comes out next year. The Flash movie literally is just a button reset. It's not anything. It's literally that movie exists to be a Snyderverse. That's the whole reason that movie exists. That movie exists to press a little button that goes reboot. That's all it exists for. But now that you're rebooting again, like, you see what I'm saying? So when you have a movie that's literally made to reboot a universe, then you have Discovery coming in, it's like, alright, we're gonna reboot that. And it's like, okay, so the reboot is not gonna matter, the new reboot is gonna matter. Like, it gets fucking confusing. So I'm curious with the Flash movie, if now, because they have a whole year, if they're gonna fucking change the fuck out of it. If they're gonna go into that and be like, you know what, we're taking this out, taking this out, taking this out, because we have plans moving forward, and we need this movie to be the hard reset. Not a reset and then another reset. We need this to be a hard reset. So I'm curious. I'm curious as fuck to see what the DC universe is gonna look like in the next 3 or 4 years. I'm excited. I hope Snyder in some sort of way can come back, either as a creative voice in the DC universe, or if Discovery's like, you know what, fuck it, we're giving you know, movies to Todd Phillips and all these other directors. Zack Snyder, finish your work. Finish your Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. That would be great. I would love that. But no, I think Snyder should be involved some way, somehow. Not saying he should come back, not saying they should restore the Snyderverse, because I think, as much as I want the Snyderverse restored, I think the way that they're talking is they want a complete, clean slate, and I respect it, and I would love that. But also, at the same time, I think they would also be kind of dumb if not to restore the Snyderverse, just for a little bit. At least give him his 2 to 3 movie Justice League and call it great. But I think Zack Snyder should come back at least for a creative voice, just as like an opinionator or something. I think Zack Snyder has too much knowledge of the DC universe, is too much of a fan of the DC universe to not be involved some way, somehow. So I'm hoping that they'll bring him back in that aspect, not necessarily asking for a restore the Snyderverse of Justice League 2 and 3, but I think that'd be great. I think that'd be smart. I think it definitely would push your streaming sales, because let's be honest, Zack Snyder's Justice League was the fucking highest gross streaming thing last year. So, I mean, come on. So, I think they should bring him back for that, but also it would be nice if they restored the Snyderverse and did 2 and 3. So, I don't know. What do you guys think down below? You let me know what you think of this Discovery Warner Brother merge. I'm excited. I'm not necessarily pumped. I'm not like, holy shit, but there's definitely some good cooks in the kitchen right now. And I think the DC universe is going to get better. Now, I think it should have been great because, you know, fucking WB fucked over Zack Snyder. I think we'd be great right now, but, you know, history is history. We can't necessarily change it now. So, you guys let me know what you think down below. Do you love this? Are you excited for what the DC Universe could be in the next few years? Or are you nervous? Because definitely, this could be a whole another whole another Walter Hamada thing. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think down below. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Let me know what you think down below. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace!